Welcome back. The Olympics are producing stunning displays of competition, especially in the pool. While that might be the case, attention continues to veer off sport, especially when it comes to protests. On Wednesday, a journalist with Britain's ITV News was filming a pro-Tibetan rally near the Olympic Stadium when he was wrestled to the ground and briefly detained.
Are you arresting me? I want to talk. I want to talk. What? What upon you? What upon you? I'm a journalist.
Officials say officers mistook Ray for an activist, and a spokesman from the Beijing Public Security Bureau said the police didn't understand his identity, so they took him away to check his identity. After that, they let him go. While Becky Anderson spoke to John Ray after he was released on Wednesday, she asked him whether he was surprised by the way he had been treated.
Any journalist who's operated in China for any length of time learns a few of the tricks of the trade. So you learn how to duck and dive around police, you know when to withdraw from a situation, and you learn when to try to stand up to what's happening. What surprised me here was it came without any warning, and I was totally shocked by the level of force used against me today. The other, of course, massively surprising thing is that we are in the Olympic period, and in return for hosting the Games, one of the promises that the authorities here had to give to the international community, and the IOC in particular, was that there would be freedom to report for the 20,000 visiting journalists to this city. It's really not for me to make the judgment, since I was on the receiving end of this, of how much they matched that commitment today, but I suspect people who watched what happened will form a very definite judgment on that question.
Will it deter you from covering that sort of protest in the future?
No, of course not. I think one of the ironies for the Chinese is this, that you know, there have been a series of these pro-Tibetan protests in the capital during the course of these games and in the immediate run-up. In a sense, the story, there's a law of diminishing returns on this. Another Tibetan protest, well, you know, newsrooms will yawn and say, so what? But because of the, in my opinion, massive overreaction by the authorities there today, they have turned it into very bad publicity. You know, yet another event which, in many eyes around the world, will damage the image of Beijing.
John Ray of ITV News speaking to Becky Anderson. Don't forget that we're also online. Log on to cnn.com/correspondence to see the show again. You can also check out the archive, read the blog, and take part in the quick vote. Our home on the web, cnn.com/correspondence. And that's all for this edition of the programme. Tune in again next time for another look at how the media are handling the big issues. I'm Fionnuala Sweeney. Thanks for joining us.